made sense from a scheduling standpoint to be able to take Jaquan home, and then also, we feel pretty confident it'll be at the end of the year it'll be a top 100 type game. They're playing Auburn after us on a neutral court. I mean, they've got some other good games coming up, so um, that was really why we scheduled it. It's a home and home. They'll come back to us next year.
Forgive my memory, but were you on staff last time you played down there a couple years ago? Were you here?
I don't think we played down there a couple years ago.
East
Played at East Tennessee. Yeah.
Tennessee. So
That was for 1,000. That was Tennessee for 1,000. I just lost it. You lost it. You lost it.
East Tennessee. Okay,
Yeah.
So directional Tennessee is. What is it about them that, besides their RPI, that makes them attractive in terms of playing style?
Well, I mean, they're really good. So, I mean, their playing style is unique. He'll play 3 or 4 different defenses. They're tough. They're physical. They shoot the 3 ball really well. That's something that maybe they haven't been as good a shooting team in the past. They're a much better shooting team now. But really, you play against hit teams, you're gonna have to bring some toughness. You're gonna have to bring your lunch pail. Be ready to guard them. Be ready to battle on the backboards, and then you're gonna have to be ready to play against their changing defenses. So that's something he does really well. Quite frankly, that's kind of where I got the idea from, where we started changing our defenses more at Chattanooga. After we play teams, a lot of times I'll do it after we play them. This time, after we played them last year at Chattanooga, I like to call other coaches and say, hey, what'd you think about our team? What can we do better? What'd you like about us? What did you not like about us? And, Coach Davis said, hey, you guys would be really good if you change your defenses up more. I thought you could keep teams off balance. So that's really – we changed him a little bit, but then after talking to him and looking at things and the way he does things, we started changing him a lot more. So, I think it'll be a really tough game. This is like going on the road in our league to play a middle to upper tier team in our league on the road. So we'll be able to get a litmus test for where we are. A month or 2 out from league play, month to 6 weeks out from league play, and see where we are, see where we need to go.
Is it something all coaches do, or should you learn to call coaches after the fact?
I'm just always curious, so I call. I know him a little bit. We played Coastal Carolina. I talked to Cliff Ellis about, kind of the, some more established coaches that give you some pointers, and, you use all your resources. I talked to, Coach Greenberg, Seth Greenberg, after he called our Wisconsin game. You just want to see what people think, see how people view your team. It's good to have an outside set of eyes, on what your team is. So, and like I said, you always get 1 or 2 good ideas. I took that from Coach Davis. Last year, Coach Ellis, he's like a master at junk defenses. So I ended up talking to him about boxing ones for a long time. And we ended up running it on a kid on our league at Wofford who was a really good player and it helped us win that game. So you try to pick up 1 or 2 things from those guys and shore up some things with your team and that sort of thing. So I don't know how frequent it is, but I like to do it. So.
Do you feel overall better sitting here this week than you did this time last week? Just to have 2 games between New York City and now, do you feel better about where you guys are at and the direction you're going?
We'll see. I mean, we'll see how we react on the road. We haven't reacted. We haven't been put in these situations. So it's their first home game. They'll be excited. They'll have a good crowd there. Tough team, like I said, a team that would be a good team in our league. And, it'd be just like going to Old Dominion or Illinois State, some of the places we went last year. It'll be no different than that. So I'll be interested. I'll be feeling better next week if we've played well on the road and played well on a neutral site. I'll certainly be feeling a little bit better about things then.
Is this the first true road game? Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Duke was a partial road game in the Garden. We had some. Yeah, there's a lot. We were outnumbered, but our fans were really loud. But we were outnumbered. But yeah, this will be our first true road game. So you never know how you're going to react until you're put in those situations, and we'll see how we react tomorrow night.
Is it different when you have a crowd like New York City, where you have a bunch of people who are probably alumni there, or even neutral people who just wanted to see the game, as opposed to showing up and there's students
Yeah, it'll be different. There's student sections right down by where our bench is and stuff. So they'll be, it'll be a little different. They'll be into it. I assume they'll have a great student crowd, have a good crowd, have a good crowd overall. So it'll, when they go on some runs, we're gonna have to take some punches, withstand some blows, and be ready to battle back and fight back.
I know it's only a couple of weeks in, but are you finding yourself seeing more and able to do more things with Hamdi in November that you thought maybe were possible in December and January? Or is he got exactly where you thought he might be? Or hoped he might be?
Well, he's where we hoped he would be, but I'd be lying if I told you I knew that's exactly what we're getting. So, I mean, he still needs to work on the defensive end. If he would not foul as much, we'd be able to use his offense a lot more. He's been, been doing well, been playing hard offensively. He can score that sucker around the rim, which at the end of the day is what you need to do. So we're continuing to work with him every day. And he's a hard worker. So he'll get it right. We need to continue to help him with his free throws, help him with his defense a little bit. But his offense is certainly where we hoped it would be. Maybe later on in the year, he's probably a month or two ahead of schedule. If that's what you're asking. He's been great. He's been great offensively. A huge lift offensively, and a lot of pressure off Mo's shoulders, where Mo doesn't have to shoulder the load all the time. But we still need more from those two.
Is it an excitement level for Jake Wong to be able to go home and play, especially after having 2 solid games this past week?
Yeah, he's excited. He's excited. We got to channel it the right way. He'll have a lot of family there, a lot of friends there, a lot of people who helped him along the way as he grew up. We need to make sure we channel that the right way, make sure he's focused in on the game and what our team needs for us to win. But he's certainly fired up to be going back to Tennessee.
You mentioned you talked to coaches throughout the season. Obviously, one coach with a ton of ties here is Coach Smart. Has he sent you any texts on stuff on the court? Has he been following?
He's followed us a little bit. Yeah, I talked to him probably 2 weeks ago, right before we played Duke. Night before we played Duke, we talked, and we've texted. We've texted since then. So yeah, he watches and follows, and just like we watch and follow those guys.
Coach, obviously, 4 games here now. Well, 3 on the road and then come back to play Cincinnati. How big is this? I know you don't want to look too far ahead, but how big is this stretch for you guys?
Well, the whole stretch started with Old Dominion. I mean, that's a tough stretch. Old Dominion at home, at Middle, Florida State, neutral, at Georgia Tech, Cincinnati. Man, that's a pretty brutal stretch. So, we talk all the time. I tell our guys all the time, just one. So we got to do one day at a time, one play at a time. Whether it's the best shot of your life or the worst shot of your life, you're back at one. You're back at the norm. So, so we try to just stay at one and let's be great today. We need to have a really good practice today. Then, we'll get on the plane and fly to Smyrna and bust down to Murfreesboro and we'll have a decent shoot around tonight there, and then let's be ready to go tomorrow. So just you can't really look too far ahead. I do think we've done a good job. I think we're better today than we were 3 weeks ago, and we've got to just continue to be better today than we were yesterday. Reset it at one and keep moving forward. But we're gonna find out a lot about ourselves. This is all teams that are A10 level teams, upper level A10 level teams, and that's what you want to do is challenge yourself and put yourself in those positions and see where you come out.
Maybe not as a coach, but maybe more as a college basketball fan, have you taken a moment to watch, maybe appreciate what this conference is doing in their non-conference schedule?
I saw something. Yeah, I saw something on Twitter the other day where I think we're like 4th in winning percentage of the leagues. I think the Big 12 was first, and the ACC was second, and I think Big East was third, and we were 4th. I saw on KenPom, I think we're seventh rated league. So, the league's been tearing it up out of conference. Now, hopefully, we can join the rest of the league and help out a little bit. I'm not sure we've been that big of a help outside of our losses being the good RPI teams. Hopefully we can pull our weight to help out as well. But we've been winning games. At the end of the day, it's about winning games, and the league's done a good job of that. I mean, Fordham got a great win over Manhattan the other night. I mean, everybody's been winning, and these games are big games for our league, like our game at Middle and some of those type games. So the A-10's certainly been formidable. I watched George Washington over the weekend and at Barclays against Cincinnati and against Tennessee. They're playing great. Dayton's playing great. Made it to the championship down there in Orlando. Rhode Island's figuring things out now that they've had some changes. Davidson, they just won. Coach McKillop just won his 500th game. So I mean, everybody's like I said. George Mason ran through that tournament, got to the final. So everybody's doing well. And when everybody goes into league play with winning records or positive momentum, positive records, it certainly helps our league. So at the end of the day, it's about getting NCAA tournament bids, and I think our league is positioning itself to be very formidable on Selection Sunday, which is critical. And Richmond, how could I forget them? I'm sorry, they played really well and beat Cal out there in Las Vegas, and it was and stood toe to toe with West Virginia. They got a big week, I think, with Florida and some other teams to pick up some more good wins for us. So overall, league's playing well.
It's a tough stretch of games on top of it's that time of year for finals are coming up.
Yeah.
How difficult is this for?
It's tough. We got study hall. Sophia's traveling with us. We got study hall for 2 hours tonight. We got study hall for 2 hours tomorrow. We got a little bit of a longer day since the game's not till 8 Central, 9 Eastern time here. So, actually we have an 11 o'clock academic meeting every Tuesday. That's where I am before I run over here. We went through everything, and it's a busy week for our guys with papers and tests, and we got a lot of things going on this week and as we head into next week. So I think sometimes people forget there's other pressures on players. It's not just basketball. They've got a lot of academic things that need to be completed to the best of their abilities and in a timely manner.
This goes counter to your one day at a time, so maybe you're not going to answer this question, but Florida State playing them in Atlanta neutral court. Jay Billis just tweeted about there's only 19 freshmen in the country averaging more than 50.
Are you cheering for Florida State?
Oops. My brother will think he raises money for them.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he works for the Boosters. But enough about me.
The Seminole Boosters.
Jay Billis says.
Yeah, they got two of the best scoring freshmen in the country. Yeah.
So what do you know about them?
I haven't. I mean,
overlooking this, perhaps, could you
I haven't. I know who they are. I follow their Twitter account. I followed their Twitter account for a while. They got a great SID down there who's very active. So I followed them for a long time, and I see their stats. I think they're both averaging almost 20 points a game, I believe. I know they're huge and really can battle inside, but I
I
haven't.
think you said this game's going to be a rock fight, taking back to when the schedule came out.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. I haven't.
It's the 70, I think you said.
Well, that's changed. They've changed their identity. They're a much better offensive team. They're way up there in scoring. So, it'll probably be a little bit more high scoring than I was expecting. Hopefully, we can hold up our end of the bargain. We're gonna do something to stop the freshmen, but I haven't. I know they play Iowa, I think, on Wednesday, and then I'll figure out. We'll figure it out when we get back from Middle what we're gonna do against them. But I haven't thought through it a whole lot.